I am Emma Harper, 34 years old, and I never thought I'd ruin Christmas by slapping a property deed down on the dinner table like an all-in poker hand. But when my brother Logan smirked and said time to move out sis right over the steaming plate of prime rib, well, my parents and I flipped our cards. Harper House, Asheville, North Carolina, Christmas Eve 2023. The 100-year-old oak dining table, hand-planed and dovetailed by Grandpa Walt without a single nail, now glowed under strands of warm amber LED lights. The smell of garlic butter prime rib mixed with fresh-baked apple pie, the kind Mom Diane made from scratch that morning despite being retired for 4 years. I stood at the head of the kitchen, apron dusted with flour, sweat beading on my forehead, forcing a holiday spirit smile for my 2 nieces and nephews. Logan sat at the far end, 6'3" in a charcoal cashmere sweater, his wrist flashing a brand new Apple Watch Ultra. He'd just raised a glass of local red wine. I'd picked it up from Biltmore Village and grinned like big bros got good news. Next to him was Cynthia, his wife, in a black silk dress, her iPhone 16 Pro Max buzzing nonstop in her Louis Vuitton bag. The kids, Ava 9 and Mason 7, sat at the end, eyes glued to Nintendo Switch's AirPods Pro and oblivious to the impending explosion. Diane and Ron, my parents, flanked Logan. Mom in a red reindeer sweater fidgeting with her napkin. Dad in a plaid flannel shirt staring at his plate like he'd never seen prime rib before. They'd avoided my eyes since Logan walked in, and I knew something was off. Y'all, listen up. Logan tapped his wine glass with a silver spoon, the one Grandpa Walt used to stir his Sunday coffee. I've got the best Christmas gift ever. I stopped slicing the meat knife, still dripping horseradish sauce. Blue Ridge Developments, you know, the big shots building those luxury condos on the river they want, Harper House. Closing date January 2nd. Cash offer $1.5 million. Cynthia smiled, like told you so. Ava looked up for a second, removing then back to her game. Logan continued, voice sweet as Carolina, honey, Mom and Dad get $1 million clean. I handle closing, pocket a modest $50K. And Emma. He looked at me, eyes gleaming with fake pity, you've got 7 days to pack. There's a cute loft downtown, 1 bed, $1,800 a month, you'll love it. The room went dead silent. Just the crackle of the fireplace and Mason's frantic switch button mashing. I set the knife down, slowly wiping my hands on my apron. Heart pounding but voice steady like a southern calm before the storm. 7 days, huh? I smiled, but not a Christmas smile. That's generous. Logan shrugged. It's business, sis. This house is falling apart. Roof leaks, HVAC's older than you. Time to let the pros handle it. Diane cleared her throat but said nothing. Ron bowed his head, fiddling with his fork. I quietly reached for my leather bag under the chair, the one I'd carried all morning, heavier than usual. Inside were 3 photocopied pages folded in quarters, clipped with a gold paperclip. Funny you mention the roof, I said, voice light as mountain wind. I replaced it in 2020. 40 grand. Out of pocket. Logan scoffed. And we're grateful, but HVAC too. 22K. 2021. Cynthia glared. Diane's knuckles whitened on her napkin. I locked eyes with Logan. You said Blue Ridge wants to close January 2nd. Signed letter of intent last week, he bragged, showing Mom and Dad a photo of the contract on his phone. Deposit $25K already in escrow. I nodded slowly. Then turned to Mom. Mom, you want another slice of pie? Diane startled. Oh. Dad finally spoke, voice gravelly, Emma, will talk later. Actually, I interrupted, hand already unzipping the bag, let's talk now. I pulled out the 3 pages, each embossed with the Buncombe County seal, notarized signatures, and my name, Emma Grace Harper. I placed the first one on the table, right on the cooling prime rib. Merry Christmas, y'all. Logan frowned. What the hell is this? Diane gasped. Ron froze. I smiled, for real this time. Property deed. Recorded March 15, 2019. Owner me. I placed the second copy for Mom. The third copy for Dad. Logan shot up chair, crashing back. This is bullshit. Grandpa left the house to me, I cut in, voice sharp as a carving knife. 6 months before he passed. Notarized. Filed. Done. Cynthia's mouth dropped. Ava looked up. Auntie Emma owns the house. I winked at her. Looks like it, kiddo. Logan turned purple. You forged this. I grabbed my phone, dialing a saved number. Clara Bennett's on speed dial. Want me to put her on speaker? Diane burst into tears. Ron cradled his head. I leaned toward Logan, voice low but loud enough for the table actually. Y'all have 48 hours to decide, pay fair market rent or start packing. I raised the wine glass, Logan's former one. To family, I said, eyes on my brother. And to knowing whose name is on the damn deed. Glasses clinked. The sound rang like the starting shot of an unprecedented Asheville Christmas war. In 2014 I was 25, fresh out of UNC Asheville with an honors degree in historic preservation architecture and a student loan hanging over my head. I drove my silver 2008 Honda Civic graduation gift from my parents down the red dirt road to Harper House, backpack, stuffed with books on antique joinery, and a heart unaware it was about to become the keeper of the flame. Harper House had stood since 1898, defying time. A simple Victorian farmhouse with a steep roof and a wide front porch big enough for the teak table set Grandpa Walt built in 1971. Original 2-inch oak floors polished by generations of footsteps. A French Broad River stone fireplace hand-stacked by Walt in the winter of 1962, each stone with a story. This one found fishing with his dad, that one rolled down the back hill in the '57 flood. Behind the house was the woodshop, Walt's workshop, a 20x 30-foot pine building with a faded green tin roof. Inside, the scent of pine and linseed oil lingered like memory's cologne. Shelves lined with hand saws, chisels, planes all numbered in pencil with Walt's sharp script. In the corner, the 1,950 Walt table saw he'd bought from a Wilmington boat builder for $50 and a case of homebrew. Grandpa Walt was 82 then, silver-haired but hands steady as oak. Alzheimer's was nibbling at short-term memory, but long-term was razor-sharp. He'd mix up my name with Grandma's Clara past the chisel, but with a chisel in hand he'd recall dovetail joints without a ruler. This house doesn't just stand, Emma, he said one winter afternoon as we planed a walnut slab for a new dining table. It remembers. He pointed to a scratch on the living room floor. That's from your dad's tricycle, 1967. This knot in the beam, left it there on purpose, reminds me of the storm that nearly took the roof in '73. He taught me no nail joinery, mortise, and tenon dovetail finger joints. Nails rust. Wood swells. But a good joint, it breathes with the house. I remember my first joint, hands shaking. He put a hand on my shoulder. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Let the wood tell you where it wants to go. Meanwhile, Logan, my brother, was at his peak. Senior year at Clemson, backup quarterback scouted by the NFL. Parents poured savings into Logan: 2 flights, private coaches, sports nutrition. Mom sewed Clemson varsity jackets. Dad hung Logan's photos on the living room wall like he was president. I'd come home weekends to a fridge full of protein shakes and keto meals. No one asked about my thesis. Fall 2015, Logan tore his ACL in a scrimmage. NFL dreams vanished. He came home for 3 weeks, lounging on the couch, binging Netflix, moaning what if. Parents sold the Ford F-150 to cover medical debt. Then Logan had an idea, a craft beer delivery app called Happy Hour. They refinanced the house a second time for his $75 Kelvin startup fund. I was part-timing at a design studio, $15 divided by hour, still sending home $300 divided by month for utilities. In 2016 I moved back to Harper House full-time. Grandpa Walt needed 24/7 care. Logan had moved to Charlotte, crashing in a one-bedroom with Cynthia, his rich girlfriend from a restaurant chain family. Happy Hour hemorrhaged money, but Logan posted Miami vacay pics and fake Rolexes on Instagram. I learned to give insulin shots, change diapers, mop floors when he lost control. The woodshop became my sanctuary. Every night after he slept, I'd flip on the LEDs, cue his bluegrass playlist, Doc Watson, Earl Scruggs, and build furniture. Rocking chairs for neighbors, reclaimed wood coffee tables, engraved jewelry boxes. Sold on Etsy for $500, $800 divided by month. That cash went straight to house repairs, plumbing in 2017, porch repaint in 2018, new roof in 2020. Harper House sat on 3 acres by the French Broad River, 10 minutes walk from the River Arts District. In 2014, land was $80K divided by acre. By 2023, post-pandemic work from home boom, it hit $400K divided by acre. Harper House was worth $1.2 million on Zillow, a juicy target for developers like Blue Ridge. But I didn't know that. I just woke each morning to the river's rush, the woods creak in the fireplace, and thought. This is home. I'll keep it. In 2019 Grandpa Walt passed in his sleep. I held a Zoom funeral pandemic times. Logan sent a $300 wreath from Charlotte didn't show. Clara Bennett, his black lawyer friend from high school handed me a thick envelope, for Emma open when ready. I shoved it in a shoebox in the closet under Christmas sweaters and forgot. 4 years later, Christmas Eve, 2023 that envelope was in my bag next to 3 deed copies. And Logan had just declared I had 7 days to move. But that's the rest of the story. For now back to the woodshop in 2014 when Grandpa Walt was alive, when wood still spoke, and when I didn't know I'd become the sole heir to $1 million legacy. In 2019 COVID-19 turned the world into a blurry Zoom screen. Harper House was so quiet I could hear the living room clock ticking, the one Grandpa Walt fixed in 1986, each second heavy as a reminder. Grandpa Walt left on an April morning, Asheville still locked down. No traditional funeral, no fresh wreaths, no church ham sandwiches. I set up a laptop on the oak table, sent Zoom links to relatives from California to Maine. Screen split into squares, Diane sobbing in the left, Ron quietly wiping glasses in the right. Logan sending flowers from Charlotte, a $200 white chrysanthemum bouquet with a thinking of you grandpa card, then dipping after 5 minutes. After the service, Clara Bennett drove up in her olive green Jeep Wrangler. Clara, the black lawyer and Walt's high school buddy, the only one he trusted outside family. In a black suit and floral mask, she handed me the craft envelope. For Emma open when ready, she said, voice warm as bourbon. Walt made me promise. I nodded, stashed it in an old Nike shoebox under the bed next to my college Red Wing boots. When ready. Back then, I was busy learning sugar-free oatmeal for him, crying nights in the woodshop, forgetting the outside world. And I forgot the envelope. Emma, the unpaid housekeeper. From then Harper House was my sole responsibility. Asterisk 2019 new roof $48,000. Borrowed from friends, sold Etsy stock, freelanced interior designs till 2 a.m. Asterisk 2020 heating system failure $35,000. Used year-end bonus plus sale of Walt's rocking chair $2,800 to a River Arts District gallery. Asterisk 2021 termite control $22,000. Expanded Etsy, sold reclaimed wood coffee tables and hand-engraved boxes, packing till 1 a.m. Asterisk 2022 exterior paint new windows $55,000. Took on historic home projects for Biltmore Village clients, salary up to $75K divided by year. Total $180,000. My money. My sweat. My sleep. Diane retired early in 2019, high school cuts from COVID. Ron got laid off from Wicked Weed Brewery when they closed the Asheville branch. They lived on Social Security $2,800 divided by month and a small pension $1,200 divided by month. 0 contributions to repairs. They said, "We're so grateful, honey." I said, "No problem." But inwardly, I tallied every bill. Logan startups and debt. While I hammered Logan, hustled startups. 2020 happy hour bankrupt. 180 Kelvin bank debt. Asterisk 2021 startup #2 craft NFT, selling virtual craft beer can NFTs. Raised $400 Kelvins from angel investors, mostly Cynthia's parents. June 2021 Logan came home one night driving a leased Tesla Model 3 inches, a Supreme hoodie, saying, "Need a bridge loan, Mom. $60K, just till the next round." Diane drained the last savings. Ron signed a third refinance. I eavesdropped from the stairs, hands sticky with wood glue. Repay in 90 days, Logan promised. 90 became 180. Then 365. Then silence. The hidden war. Harper House wasn't just shelter. It was an asset. Asterisk 2014 Zillow value $420 Kelvins. Asterisk 2019 $780K. Asterisk 2023 $1. 2M, thanks to River Arts District. Boom. New Yorkers fleeing for remote work, 40% annual land spikes. Blue Ridge Developments sent letters since 2021, interested in your 3-acre parcel. Diane hid them in her desk. Ron said junk mail. I didn't know. I just woke to the French broads flow, the fireplace's crackle, and thought, this is home. I'll keep it. Until the week before Christmas, 2023, clearing the attic for decorations. I kicked the Nike shoebox. The craft envelope tumbled out. Inside. Asterisk property deed to Emma Grace Harper. Transfer date 3 geteilt durch 15 geteilt durch 2019. Asterisk notary Clara Bennett. Asterisk handwritten note from Walt. They'll sell the first chance they get. You're the only one who hears the house breathe. Keep it standing, Emma. Love, Walt. I sat on the attic floor, hands shaking, tears blurring the ink. 7 years. 7 years I'd sunk $180 kelvins into the roof plumbing fireplace. 7 years my parents hid it. 7 years Logan squandered. And now Christmas Eve 2023 he declares 7 days to move. I tucked 3 deed copies in my bag, zipped it and smiled. The hidden war was over. The open one was about to begin. The week before Christmas, 2023, Asheville was fogged in early morning mist and fresh pine from the tree I'd cut in Pisgah National Forest. I climbed to Harper House's attic, dusty, cobwebbed, memory-packed, to grab Walt's 1,980 seconds hand-carved ornaments. I kicked the old Nike shoebox. The craft envelope spilled out, rolling across the floor like a timed bomb. I sat down, wiping dust with my sweater sleeve. Property deed, Buncombe County, North Carolina. Owner Emma Grace Harper. Transfer date the 15th of March 2019. Notary Clara Bennett. Below Walt's shaky but sharp script. Emma. I know they'll sell the first chance they get. Logan's got dreams bigger than his wallet, and your parents are scared of getting old. You're the only one who hears the house breathe. Keep it standing. Love, Walt. I read it over and over, tears splashing the paper, smudging ink. 7 years. 7 years I'd paid $180 kelvins to keep my own house standing. 7 years my parents let me foot bills, then secretly signed to sell. I called Clara from the attic amid Christmas boxes. Clara, it's Emma. The deed. Is it real? Real as the mountains, honey, she laughed over the phone. Walt signed it 6 months before he passed. Filed with the county. Statute of limitations for contesting a deed in NC is 4 years. That clock stopped March 2023, it's yours. Period. Anyone try to fight it? Your parents knew. Logan too. They've been sitting on it. I hung up, hands trembling. Decision, silence. I'd say nothing until Christmas dinner. I wanted to see their faces when the cards flipped. Logan arrives, Tesla, and $1. 5 Afternoon, 12:24. I was roasting prime rib when the electric hum of a Tesla Model Y pulled up. Logan stepped out in a Canada Goose jacket, Yeezy sneakers flashing an Apple Watch Ultra 2. Cynthia followed with Louis Vuitton gift bags. Ava and Mason bounced with new iPads. Merry Christmas, sis. Logan hugged me, fake bro style. Smells amazing. You outdid yourself. I smiled, wiping hands on apron. Y'all made it. Grab a drink. Diane and Ron were already in the living room, eyes darting nervously. I saw Mom fidgeting with a white envelope in her sweater pocket, the letter of intent. Logan plopped on the sofa, feet up on my hand-built walnut coffee table. So he said, sipping Wicked Weed IPA, I've got the best news. I pretended to busy myself with ginger cookies. Blue Ridge Developments, the ones building glass condos on the river, want Harper House. $1.5 million. Cash. Closing January 2nd. Cynthia nodded, eyes gleaming. We already signed the letter of intent. Deposit $25,000 in escrow. Non-refundable if we back out. Diane forced a smile. Ron coughed. Logan continued, sweet as honey. Mom and Dad get $1 million clean. I handle closing, take a modest $50K fee. And Emma, he looked at me, pity fake eyes, you've got 7 days to pack. There's a cute loft in the Rad for $1,800 a month. You'll love it. Ava looked up. Are we moving? No, sweetie. Cynthia patted her head. Auntie Emma is. I set the cookie tray down slowly. 7 days, huh? I said, voice light as wind. That's generous. Logan shrugged. It's business. This house is falling apart. Roof leaks. I replaced it in 2020. 40 grand. HVAC's ancient. 22K, 2021. Cynthia glared. Diane clutched the white envelope. Logan scoffed. And we're grateful, but... I looked straight at Mom. Mom, you want another slice of pie? Diane startled. Ooh. Dad spoke gravelly. Emma, we'll talk later. Actually, I interrupted, unzipping my bag. Let's talk now. I pulled the 3 photocopies, each with embossed seal, notary sig, my name bold. Placed the first on the table over the prime rib. Merry Christmas, y'all. Logan frowned. What the hell is this? Diane gasped. Ron froze. I smiled, real this time. Property deed. Recorded March 15, 2019. Owner me. Second copy for Mom. Third copy for Dad. Logan shot up, chair crashing. This is bullshit. Grandpa left the house too. To me, I cut in sharp as a knife. 6 months before he passed. Notarized, filed, done. Cynthia gaped. Ava looked up. Auntie Emma owns the house. I winked. Looks like it, kiddo. Logan purpled. You forged this. I grabbed my phone, dialing. Clara Bennett's on speed dial. Want her on speaker. Diane sobbed. Ron cradled his head. But then. The twist. Diane, my mom, slowly pulled another paper from her sweater pocket. Same seal. Same sig. Ron, my dad, pulled one from his shirt pocket. They placed them on the table simultaneous with mine. 3 photocopied deeds, Clara's backups from last week, lay parallel on the white linen. Diane stammered, we knew, honey. Since 2019. Ron bowed his head. Clara told us after the funeral. We thought. If we didn't say anything. Logan yelled, you knew. And you still signed the letter of intent. I stood, voice calm but ice cold. Y'all knew for 7 years. Let me pay $180 kelvins to keep my own house standing. Let me care for y'all. Let Logan borrow $60K he never repaid. And now you want to sell it out from under me. Diane sobbed harder. We were scared. Medical bills, retirement. Scared, I echoed. I was scared too. Every time the roof leaked. Every time the furnace died in January. But I fixed it. With my money. Logan pointed. This is fraud, I'm calling my lawyer. I chuckled softly. Go ahead. Clara's waiting. Statute ran out March 2023. I scanned the table, voice low but house shaking. Actually. Y'all have 48 hours to decide. Pay fair market rent $2,800 divided by month or find new homes. I raised Logan's former wine glass. To family, I said, eyes on my brother. And to knowing whose name is on the damn deed. Glasses clinked. The sound rang like the starting shot of an unprecedented Asheville Christmas war. The Christmas table turned battlefield. 3 deeds lay still on white linen, but the air boiled like the Riverstone fireplace, spitting flames. Prime rib cold. Sweet potato casserole congealed. Red wine half full, swirling like blood. Logan jumped up again, chair slamming on oak. Face purple, veins bulging. This is fraud, he roared, pointing like I'd stolen Asheville. You forged Grandpa's signature. I'm calling the cops. I didn't budge. Just unlocked my iPhone, FaceTimed. Clara Bennett appeared instantly, hair bun high, gold-rimmed glasses, warm law office background. Merry Christmas, Clara, I said, turning the phone for all to see. Mind confirming for the family? Clara smiled like a 100-win lawyer. Of course, Emma. The deed to Emma Grace Harper was executed the 15th of March 2019. Notarized by me. Filed with Buncombe County. Ironclad. Logan screamed at the screen. She could have coerced him, he had Alzheimer's. Clara arched a brow. Walt was lucid that day. I have video. And NC's statute for contesting deeds is 4 years. Expired March 2023. Case closed. Logan gaped. Cynthia paled. Diane, my mom sobbed, napkin soaked. We thought you'd be happy living rent-free, honey. She stammered, voice trembling. You love this house. We didn't want to complicate things. Ron, my dad, cradled his head gravelly. Logan said the deposit was non-refundable. $25,000. We thought. It was the only way for medical bills. I looked at them, anger gone, just deep fatigue. Y'all let me pay $180,000 to keep my own house standing. For 7 years. Diane cried louder. We were scared. Your dad's heart meds my arthritis. Scared, I repeated. I was scared too. Every time the furnace died in January. Every time the roof leaked on Christmas Eve. But I fixed it. With my money. While y'all planned to sell behind my back. Ava and Mason, the kids, started crying. Ava clung to Cynthia. Why is everyone yelling? Mason wailed. I don't want to move. Cynthia stood abruptly, face stone. Enough. Kids upstairs. Now. She dragged them to my old bedroom, now guest room, slamming the door. Logan still yelled, you're evicting your own parents. On Christmas. I chuckled, no joy. You're the one who gave me 7 days to pack. Ron muttered. We signed the letter of intent. We thought. Thought what, Dad? I asked sharp. That I'd roll over, let you sell my house to bail out Logan's NFT scam. Logan lunged. You have no idea what I've been through, investors' lawsuits. I know exactly, I cut in. I know about the $400 Kelvins lost on Craft NFT. The $60 Kelvins borrowed from Mom and Dad. That you haven't paid a dime of property tax since 2019. Diane sobbed. He has children, Emma. And I have a house, I replied. And a life I've put on hold for 7 years. Clara on FaceTime. Emma, I can send cease and desist to Blue Ridge by morning. And formal notice to your family. 48 hours to vacate or negotiate rent. Logan yelled at the phone, this isn't over, I'll fight. Clara chuckled, you can try. But you'll lose. And pay my fees. I ended the call. Room silent. Just Diane's sobs, fireplace crackle, Ava's upstairs wails, I want Grandpa Walt. I stood setting down the carving knife. 48 hours, I repeated. Fair market rent $2,800 divided by month. Or pack. Logan stormed out, grabbing his Canada Goose. Cynthia followed, kids in tow. Front door slammed. Diane and Ron remained ghosts in their former home. I looked at them, voice soft but firm. Merry Christmas, y'all. And welcome to my house. Front door slammed behind Logan and Cynthia. Tesla Model Y rev tires crunching, red gravel vanishing into Asheville night. Inside, just fireplace crackle and Diane's sobs. I stood in the dining room, 3 deeds like spent bullets on the table. Ava and Mason upstairs with Cynthia, their cries echoing. I took a deep breath, stepped out the back porch toward the woodshop, the one place I still felt in control. Emma Vors Logan woodshop 10:40 p.m. Shop door creaked. Logan stood there, Canada Goose open, breath fogging in cold air. LEDs overhead lit, tool shelves pine and linseed scent unchanged since Walt. You're selfish, he growled, stepping in, slamming the door. This money saves Mom and Dad medical bills, retirement. I scoffed, grabbing a thick bundle of bills from the shelf, rubber banded. Save them, I asked, voice light but cutting. Or save you from bankruptcy? Logan stiffened. I flipped through under the light. Roof $2020 $48,000. HVAC $2021 $35,000. Termites $22,000. Paint windows $55,000. Total $180,000. My money. My hustle. My life. Logan backed into the DeWalt saw. You think I wanted this? He yelled. Craft NFT was gonna be huge. Investors promised. Investors promised you, I cut in. And you borrowed $60 Kelvins from Mom and Dad. Never repaid. Now sell my house for your credit cards. Logan silent. Just wind whistling through door cracks. Emma versus Diane, Ron living room 5 p.m. Back inside. Diane and Ron on the 1977 leather sofa, Walt built Christmas tree, lights flickering on their faces. Diane still crying, Ron eyes red. I sat in the armchair opposite, calm. Why? Diane wiped tears, we were scared of losing to taxes. Property tax up 60% in 4 years. I nodded. 18 Kelvins last year. I paid. Ron whispered. We thought. If we sold money for meds. For Logan, I said flat. He's drowning. Y'all threw him my lifeline. Diane cried harder, he has children. And I have a house, I replied. And a legacy Grandpa trusted me with. Ron looked up gravelly, we didn't know how to tell you. You didn't want to, I corrected. Because you knew I'd say no. Silence. Just the clock ticking. Walt's 1,986 fix. I stood 48 hours. Rent or leave. That's it. Night's End 1147 p.m. Logan stormed from the shop wordless. Cynthia had packed kids drowsy on shoulders. Tesla revved again, gone into dark. I stood on porch watching taillights fade. Phone buzzed. Logan text. This isn't over, my lawyer will bury you. No reply. Locked door killed. Living room lights went upstairs. Harper House silent. But for the first time in 7 years silent on my terms. I lay in my old bed staring at cracked ceiling. I'd patched it in 2020. Tomorrow, call Clara. Tomorrow cease and desist to Blue Ridge. Tonight sleep in my house. Merry Christmas, Emma. 30 days. Later, the 25th of January 2024. Harper House still stands but no longer Mom and Dad's. It's mine and I've started fortifying it. Emma takes action. Week 6 en 12/26 Khaled Clara at 8:03 am. File for historic landmark with Asheville Preservation Society. Today. Clara laughed, on it. Walt's workshop pics plus your repair receipts equals slam dunk. 1/2 Blue Ridge got cease and desist plus $25 Kelvin's deposit cancelled. They backed out in 48 hours. 1/5 filed for historic landmark. Asterisk Harper House 1,898 87% original floors, fireplace woodshop. Asterisk docs $180 Kelvin's receipts before after photos. Walt's note. Preliminary approval 1/15. Official 3/1. Result. No demolition, no new builds is greater than 50% area. Blue Ridge toast. 1/10 turned woodshop into Airbnb experience. Asterisk name Walt's Joinery Workshop, 1,898 craft. Asterisk price $150 divided by person 3 hours max 6 divided by class. Asterisk content dovetail joints, hand planing beeswax finish. First booking 1/20 et 1/4 Atlanta tourists. Revenu $600. Went live on Etsy, Instagram at Harper Joinery, TikTok 60 seconds clips. Built in 1898, still teaching in 2024. 12 Kelvin's views in 48 hours. Parents Week 3. 1/15 Diane and Ron at Oak Table facing Clara's rental agreement. Asterisk. Rent $800 divided by month market. $2.800. Asterisk split bills, utilities divided by internet 50/50. Asterisk, maintenance, Emma decides. Diane signed shakily. Ron grumbled. Feels like paying my own kid. I replied. Feels like respect. 1/20 Diane started helping. Asterisk shot Etsy product photos on iPhone 13. Asterisk. Wrote captions. Hand-joined walnut box, no nails just love. Asterisk week's sales $2,400 Diane bragged like she'd won the lottery. Logan Week 4. 1/18 craft NFT official bankruptcy. Bank debt, 420 Kelvin. Charlotte home foreclosed. Logan texted at 2:14 a.m. Need a place to crash. Just till I regroup. I replied. Rental agreement $800 divided by month. Same as Mom and Dad. No exceptions. 1/25 Logan moved to Cynthia's parents in Greenville, SC. Asterisk Tesla repossessed leased. Asterisk Cynthia's story. New chapter 2-bedroom apt background. Asterisk Ava and Mason online school asking, when can we visit Aunt Emma's workshop? Harper House 1 diviso per 25 diviso per 2:47:00 p.m. In woodshop, warm yellow LEDs. On table. Asterisk Airbnb calendar booked to April. Etsy revenu $4,800 divisé par month. Asterisk day, job $78K divided by year plus preservation bonuses. Diane entered with hot cocoa. Your first review dropped, she said, handing phone. Emma's passion is contagious. Left with a dovetail box and a new hobby, Sarah Atlanta. I smiled. Ron poked head in, need help hanging the new sign tomorrow. I nodded. Harper Joinery, Est. 1898. 6 a.m. sharp. That night in old bed, hearing fireplace wood crackle. 30 days. From squatter owner. Asterisk. From fixer entrepreneur. From silent vocal. Logan texted again. You win. For now. No reply. Flip shop lights cued Walt's bluegrass started playing fresh walnut. Harper House doesn't just stand. It lives. And this time I'm the heartbeat. Spring 2024 Easter Brunch 4 geteilt durch 20 geteilt durch 2024. Harper House flooded with Sunday windows open, French broad breeze carrying blooming azalea scents from the riverbank. Oak table pulled to back porch, white linen spread with home-baked brioche eggs, Benedict in Hollandaise big mimosa pitcher. I, in denim shirt, Walt's leather apron, teaching Ava and Mason their first stool dovetails in the woodshop. No Airbnb today, reserved for the kids. Logan arrives alone. 1:07 a.m. Beat up Ford F-150 stops in drive, no Tesla. Logan steps out in plaid flannel, hair messy, no Apple Watch. No, Cynthia. Happy Easter, he says gravelly, holding whole donuts box, $4 each, not Louis Vuitton. Ava runs out, daddy. Mason hugs legs. We're making chairs. Logan forces smile, eyes red. Cool buddy. In woodshop 1130 a.m. Ava 9 planes pine blade rasping. Mason 7 chisels M on leg. I stand behind correcting posture. Logan at door, hands pocketed, watching. Remember when Grandpa tried teaching me, he asks softly. Too busy with football. I nod, not looking up. Kept your first hammer. Still in the drawer. Logan steps in, touches DeWalt's saw. You kept everything running. Someone had to, I reply. Easter Brunch 12:15 p.m. Diane adds fresh strawberries. Ron pours mimosas. Logan at table end, quietly chewing bread. Ava brags. Aunt Emma says next week I can sell my chair on Etsy. Mason, mine's gonna say, made by Mason Harper, 2024. Logan smiles, first genuine in years. Diane looks at me teary, you're teaching them what Walt taught you. I nod. Someone has to. Reconciliation 1:00 p.m. back porch. Diane and Ron clear. Ava and Mason play yard with neighbor dog. Just me and Logan on steps I replaced in 2022. He sighs, stares at river. I was drowning, he says, voice shaky. Craft NFT lawsuits, foreclosure. Thought the house was the lifeline. I listen silent. Mom and Dad scared. Me desperate. Thought. Fix this, be the hero again. He turns, eyes truly red. I'm sorry, Emma. For lying. For trying to take yours. For everything. I look fatigue, not anger. Next time I say, even ask. Don't steal. Logan nods slow. I don't know how to fix this. You start by showing up, I reply. Without Cynthia's parents' money. Without excuses. He sad smiles. Lost the Tesla. In their basement, Cynthia's. Taking a break. I shrug. Then build real. Like Ava's chair. One joint at a time. Brunch and 2:30 p.m. Logan helps clear. Diane hugs him crying. Ron pats, we'll figure it out, son. Ava tugs Logan, daddy, see my dovetail. In shop, Logan sits, holds Ava's planed board, eyes lighting, first real look. Teach me, he says. Like Grandpa taught you. I hand him plane. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. He starts planing. Spring 2024 Harper House, no battlefield. Just a home learning to breathe again, one plain stroke, one knot untied. Reconciliation imperfect. But a start. Christmas 2024 Harper House, 7:00 p.m. Asheville at 28 degrees Fahrenheit, but inside warm as river, stone fire roars. 9-foot tree in living room corner, white warm LEDs twinkling on my summer carved wood ornaments. New sign on porch Harper Workshop, Est. 1898 green neon Walt style script. Oak table extended linen embroidered with daisies Diane's 3-month sewing project. Scents of honey glazed ham-baked sweet potatoes homebrew craft beer. Emma as host. Me in red sweater, leather apron at table head. No longer server. Logan arrives early driving Dad's old Ford F-150. No Cynthia separated. Carries 6-pack self-printed labels Walt's Legacy IPA, 6.2% ABV. First successful batch, he says setting on table. Brewed in a buddy's garage. No investors. No bullshit. Ava and Mason run around in workshop logo tees. Ava brags sold 3 chairs on Etsy this month. Mason mines in a Charlotte gallery. Diane and Ron flank eyes bright first non-avoidant in years. Dinner 7:30 p.m. Prime rib slow roasted 7 hours au jus. Asterisk Diane's cornbread from grandma's recipe. Asterisk Walt's Legacy IPA, citrus ginger bitter finish all raise glasses. Logan pours mine first. Your turn to taste first boss. I sip. Not bad quarterback. Diane reads Walt's poem 8:00 p.m. Diane stands pulls old paper from pocket Walt's 1959 script age 27 newlywed. A house is not brick, not beam, not stone. But hands that hold when winds have blown. Pass it down with love not gold. For wood remembers what hearts have told. Diane cries finishing. Ron hugs her shoulder. Ron's gift rocking chair 8:15 p.m. Ron stands gravelly, got something for you kiddo. He wheels in walnut rocker Walt built 1974 hidden in garage 5 years till right time. Walt said give to the one keeping the house breathing, Ron says eyes red. That's you. I touch armrest perfect dovetails beeswax shine. Ava and Mason bounce Aunt Emma's throne. Toast 8:30 p.m. I stand raise Walt's legacy. To Grandpa Walt I say voice ringing warm room. Who taught a house isn't walls. It's who stands for it. All raise. Asterisk Logan. To second chances. Asterisk Diane. To family the hard way. Asterisk Ron. To wood that remembers. Asterisk Ava and Mason. To chairs. Glasses clink. Sound like promise. Nights end 10:00 p.m. Logan clears table. Diane washes. Ron stokes fire. Ava and Mason crash on sofa. Logan at shop door eyeing neon sign. Need a brewer for workshop cafe, he asks. I smile. Pay rent first. He nods. Deal. Harper House, 2024. Asterisk workshop revenue $120K divided by year. Etsy, 60K, divisé par year. Asterisk family imperfect but present. I sit in new rocker hearing wood creak like Walt smiling. This Christmas, new hands steer. Asheville snow dusted. Harper Workshop, Est. 1898 neon glows on porch reflecting French broad. Inside pine fresh IPA, apple pie baking in old fireplace. 1 year. Later living legacy. Harper Workshop. 2025 revenus, 120 Kelvin Airbnb, classe plus Etsy plus corporate build. Asterisk. Book to June, 2026. Asterisk. Southern Living Shoutout. Best craft experience, in Appalachia. Emma, Jasper. Dating Jasper Kane, 36-year-old historic architecture photographer. Met in March workshop teaching dovetails to Atlanta architects. Your hands speak louder than your voice, he said snapping close-ups of me planing. Now Jasper lives 10 minutes away, old Sprinter van shoots for local mags. Tonight he brings camera snaps family at table, not for post just memory. Logan, Brewery. Logan opens Walt's Brew 1200 SQFT microbrewery in River Arts District. Asterisk capital $80 Kelvin's friends plus savings no parent loans. Asterisk. First beer Walt's Legacy IPA sold out 3 batches in 2 weeks. He asks me interior design. Bar top reclaimed barn wood. Tables dovetailed. Your style. I agree, free for 10% equity. Final dinner, 7:30 p.m. Asterisk prime rib 7-hour roast. Asterisk Diane's cornbread. Asterisk Walt's legacy IPA batch 5 better. Asterisk Walt's rocker at head me sitting Jasper beside. Ava, 10. My chairs sold $450 on Etsy. Mason 8, saving for real hammer. Diane rereads Walt's 1959 poem. Ron toasts. To 1 year of truth. Emma Lunin shop 11:00 p.m. All gone. Jasper kisses at door, see you tomorrow, boss. I kill house lights enter shop. Warm yellow LEDs. On table. Asterisk Walt's 1977 Hope chest finished last month engraved Harper. 1898, Infinity. Asterisk workshop calendar on craft paper. Asterisk old $180 Kelvin's bills framed on wall like metal. I stand mid-shop hand on DeWalt. Grandpa didn't leave me a house, I whisper. He left me a voice. And tonight it finally echoed back. Wood creaks like Walt nothing. Harper House 2025. Asterisk official historic landmark. Asterisk family. No secrets. Asterisk Emma, no longer squatter. I kill shop lights. Door closes. Harper House breathes, and this time I'm the heart. Call to action. Have you ever fought for what was yours? Comment below. Subscribe for more stories about family legacy and not letting anyone evict your worth.